Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I got a question off camera. I got a question off camera I wanted to address. Some people have asked, does Dragonflight get credit for the Evoker? The answer is no. There's a lot of directions we could take that, but that's sort of the problem, isn't it? For example, we could say that, Dragonflight gets credit for the Evokers. We could say that Dragonflight gets credit for every class, because this is when the talent overhaul happened. We could say that Wrath should get credit for the Death Knights. We could say that Pandaria should get credit for the Monks, etc. Demon Hunters, Legion, you get it. I decided a while ago to do pretty much the same thing I did with FF14, and for the same reason. Because classes are such an evergreen feature, for obvious reasons, we're detaching classes from expansions entirely. In other words, in terms of bronze numbers, no expansion gets credit for classes. This is why you've never seen a class positive or negative on the document that's publicly available. Because those are all on the mega document, which is over here. I actually have it privately right here. And if you're wondering how many positives classes have gotten so far, this is total in gameplay. Hang on. Whatever 479 divided by 135 is. I stand by that, by the way. Anyways. I've actually quadruple checked myself on that number. I've done a kind of a quick mental check of how I would view some ESO classes, the two I've played. Guild Wars 2 classes, which I've played all of, and of course, I have a spreadsheet which tracks everything for how many positives I gave FF14 classes. And the problem is, WoW has the best class design ever, in addition to having the best build design, in addition to having lots and lots of classes. It's kind of the StarCraft 2 thing. It just sort of retains quality in a crazy way. So, no, I stand by that. Moving on. Hello, Abyssian.
There is honor in service.
What do you have to report? Fair skies.
Hello, what'd you get done, Mr. Red? Persimona told me about her life mate, Tuberos, and what she knows about his disappearance. Tuberos was guiding a client from the Dragonscale expedition around some ruins here. It sounds as though they may have run into the Sundered Flame. I'd rather not go after the Sundered Flame myself. Doing so would announce my presence to Sarkareth. Will you aid us by finding and rescuing Tuberos and his client? Maybe then he can help guide us to Neltharian's vault.
Stay true. We will find our fate.
It no longer matters how the Sundered Flame got here. Now what we need to know is why. What is in this vault that Sarkareth is after? Zervals, while you're in the camp, look for notes, research papers, journals, anything you can find that might reveal their intentions. Bring whatever you find to me.
Serve with honor.
Oh, I've lost track, Hazardous. What is this week? What race? What city? Nice. Now let's kill some Sundered Flame. Why would you kill us? You're evil. Oh, okay. Kill on, then. Don't worry. I will. Jackasses. I guess that makes sense. I don't even know who to root for anymore at this point.
At last, my research has given me a clue how to reach Aberrus. A nearby Titan Vault contains a copy of all Neltharian's plans and bases. I must get inside.
Remind me to talk about Sarkareth, by the way.
Can it be? Did Father really hide this artifact in Nal Keskol? I must have it. The Titans abandoned the vault to the south, but Father claimed it, naming it Nal Cascol.
I don't think we gave that negative nosy down. I'm double checking, but I don't see it there. What's your argument? Like, I'm listening. I love giving negatives. I love it. It's what I live for. Oh yeah, Mr. Red, I thought you might find this funny. So I patched Lotro recently. Last night, actually, while I was playing Return to Moria. What I find funniest is I actually still had Lotro installed. I honestly forgot I did. I haven't logged on in 2 years. Anyways, so I got it all patched up. That took about 3 hours, because Lotro's patching is terrible. Not as bad as Tor's was, but pretty bad. Hopped in, looked at what characters I had. I only had the 2 real characters, my Runekeeper and my Guardian. I forgot how high level my Guardian got. I was 83. And I was like, alright, cool, no problem. And I went to check my Guardian to see what he had on him, and as soon as I selected my Guardian in the character select screen, the entire game crashed.
The whispers showed me through the veil of lies, and now I am free. Aberrus will be barred to all but my most trusted subjects. The keys hidden in Nal Cascol.
Peekaboo. Yeah, I didn't end up successfully, you know, doing anything. I gave up immediately after the crash.
Oh, you need a guide? Oh, happy sin. Oh, thank the Kithmane. You freed us.
Oh, thank you for saving us, champion. Is that really you? It is so good to see you again.
Oh, we need to get out of here. I can smell my grub nectar nearby.
Your grub nectar?
I mean my... Never mind. Just follow me.
These Titan devices were created to gather data and...
That's actually why I was doing it originally, Mr. Red. Yeah, see, that was my vibe on it, too. I think Neltharion was just freaking out because he was already drowning in doubt. Which, you know, that's the Void's MO. And he was losing control of the situation. And he was a hell of a control freak. Thank you, Hudso.
Grub nectar. I knew I smelled your scent.
Snailykins, oh, you're all right. I thought I'd never smell your scent again.
I thought grub nectar was some sort of food. How is that a pet name?
I don't want to interrupt your reunion, but...
My biggest tip would be to figure out what type of stream you want to do and try to focus on that. WoW's a big game with a lot of types of streams. You know, you got your hardcore streams, you got your seasonal discoveries, you got your chill streams going through classic, you got your leveling streams, you got your speedrun streams, you got your theorycrafty streams. Pick something, focus on it. That's my suggestion.
let us begin. Stay true.
It's time we get back to why we are here. That is finding Sarkarath. I will send the Nifton and Ranan back to Loam, where it's safe.
Fair skies and strong winds.
Were you able to learn anything yet? Yeah, actually.
We will find
The
our
information in
fate.
these notes is troubling. It does not tell me why Sarkarath is trying to find and enter Aberrus, only that we have to catch up to him.
Serve with honor. Stay true.
I do not know what we will find in the vault or why Sarkarath wants access to it, but I hope we are not too late. Before we continue any further, two bros should lead Ranan and Persimmona back to Loam. Come talk to me once you're ready to move forward.
We will find our
And then
fate.
kill Huthor. Immediately.
There is much to be done. Champion, we must get to the vault. The rest of you should go back to Loam where it's safer.
What? Between large snails, poisonous moths, and the sundered flame, I think I'd rather stay with you. Thank you very much. Besides, Who are you that you think you are in charge?
I am Scale Commander Emberthal, and this is Abyssian.
Right.
Brandon.
Oh, you really are them. I mean, no offense, but I thought you would be bigger or meaner looking. You know, dragons, Drakthir. I mean, you've got the Tauren thing down. You look like one, you smell like one, and I should just stop right here. But if you are heading to the Titan Vault, then I'm the person you want on your team.
Team?
Of course, I know a lot about the Titans. And Tubes over here, he knows a lot about it too.
A Titan expert, hmm? Perhaps we could use your expertise.
Well, if you are staying, keep close to me. I don't want any harm to come to you.
I've been chewing on it, but I think Rannon officially earns an individual character positive. He has enough screen time in non-World Quest, non-event stuff to clarify it. That was the big thing in the back of my mind, because I love Rannon. He's great. Hi, Zar.
I thought you said you were an expert.
Patience, Emberthal. I am sure that Ronan can figure it out soon enough.
Yeah, no pressure or anything.
Yet Ronan is weirdly characterized for someone who is some guy, you know? And I admit that's probably at least part of why I like him so much, is because he really is some guy. It's not like he's an idiot. In fact, you know what he reminds me of in several ways? Not one-to-one, just a similar archetype. Barclay, over in Star Trek. Reginald Barclay is, you know, awkward, probably autistic, you know, on the spectrum somewhere. Definitely has some social anxiety issues, things like that. But despite all of his characterization and character tics, he does know his stuff. And that's kind of the thing that reminds me of him and Rannon. Is because, yeah, exactly, Kira White knows. Like, Rannon does know his stuff. He's proven this many times. He's not always on top of his game, and he doesn't always know everything, but he is able to swing with the big boys many times. He's also Rannon.
Kithmane's tidings to you. Come see me sometime. Grubs are on me.
Oh my god. Look at my Snaileykin standing on there, telling everyone what to do. I always smelled a Kithmane scent in him. Oh, he makes me proud.
Oh, but I was just getting to know you.
Whoever the Sarkrath is, he's taking all of our shiny loots and treasures. You should show him the door. Tell him to never sniff around this place.
Be safe now.
I am ready to serve.
I think we should have sent them back to Loam, but I trust Abyssian's judgment. How about that entire cutscene we just saw? Completely optional. That's it. I've already pointed this out, but Dragonflight is when they codified that concept. There's a lot, and I mean a lot, of optional characterization and cutscenes and dialogue that you can just skip right over. Example. Just earlier today, when we went to, when we saved the Goblin and the Mechanome, afterwards there was a quest. It had an optional objective to talk to everybody, which I did, of course. But if you felt like just getting on with it, if you're just there to get the quest, you can just talk to him and immediately move on with the quest, just like that. Skip all of it.
Serve with honor.
This is going to sound strange. Yeah, the Saldean farm for human heritage. Another great example. This is going to sound strange. WoW does almost the exact opposite thing of FF14, and this is the weird part. I think that's a good move. FF14 mandates story. You have to participate in the story. I mean, you can skip cutscenes, but the point is there's no skipping, like, quests. There's no skipping story beats. Even if you somehow hit escape yes in every cutscene, you are dragged through the plot, right? WoW doesn't do that. WoW instead has the main arc of the plot, a lot of which is skippable, And then the overwhelming majority, the overwhelming bulk of the actual story, the characterization, the world building, the moments, the little bits of development and growth, and the world moving forward, the setting developing around you, that is all completely optional. It is there if you want to seek it out. The reason why I think it's a good thing is not because I think it is the correct choice, any more than I think FF14 is the correct choice. But I think it is the correct choice to distinguish itself from FF14. Remember, FF14 and WoW do not want to be in direct competition for each other. That's bad for both MMOs due to the nature and flow of how MMO subscriptions work. Instead, you want each of these to be in a different space. I know that sounds strange, but what it means is people can flow back and forth between the two, either regularly, based on content cycles, or because they want something a little bit different. Every now and again, you do want to have something that allows you to go do things at your own pace, and every now and again, you want to do something that is going to drag you around by the nose, right? There's nothing wrong with that. That's the point I'm trying to make. Now, the problem with this is twofold. First, some people believe WoW, the recent expansions are badly written because they're idiots. I mean, because they skip everything and blitz the MSQ. However, my contradiction to that is that those same people exist over in FF14. No, really, they do. There are a lot of, let's call them what they are, cutscene skippers in FF14 who complain about the quality of the story in FF14. That's not a joke. And think about those two beats side by side there. So, anyways, sorry, a little bit off track. Personally, I love all this extra little side story. I love both games' approach, is what I'm trying to say. I love how they distinguish themselves. I love how if I feel like going out and seeking out story, there's plenty of story there. And I love how, you know, you could just follow the solo plotline. I mean, duh, right? I like Oblivion and I like Final Fantasy.
Fine day for some tinkering, don't you think?
Emberthal wants this guy Sarkareth dealt with yesterday. I understand. I hate waiting too. This door is frustratingly hard to crack, but I have a plan because I always have a plan. My recipe for success is being one step ahead of everyone else. It's worked so far. Sort of. So about the plan, I might need your help.
But I have so much science to tell you about. I am one step ahead of you, but there's just one thing I didn't calculate into my plans. The door's energy core is depleted, so not sure what to do about that.
Hey, my spore paws. What about the machines outside? The ones that make that terrible buzzing sound?
Oh, yes, the buzz orbs.
I dared Tabaris to touch one and it burned him, the poor thing. Smelled like roasted cave bat for weeks.
Maybe if you bring some orbs to the door, they'll zap it open for you.
Sounds like a plan.
I mean, at the end of the day, you also have to acknowledge that there's always going to be those people. How loud they are depends on how big your game is because of sample size theory. Exactly, Cutting Scout. I wasn't going to say it. You said it. You said it. Not me. I didn't say nothing. Yeah, no, you're always going to have those people. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. One of the hardest things to do when it comes to a large-scale, long-term, live project like this is learning how to not listen too much or too little to your audience. If I might be so bold, I think WoW's actually in a pretty sweet spot with that right now. I think War Within proves that. They haven't been kowtowing to the people they shouldn't, but they have also been listening to feedback on quite a few things and trying to move forward with that. Delves are a perfect example of that. Yeah, also, I'm sorry, I'm going to oust myself a little bit here, but if you say, oh my god, WoW's getting Disneyfied, my first reaction is, sweet, let's do it! What? Disney made Zootopia. You ever seen Zootopia? How about Tangled?
Oh, didn't see you standing there.
Or Lion King? Or Aladdin? Tuberos is a lifesaver. That should do just fine. Now give me a moment to calculate. Yes, no, yes, okay. Also, Hunchback of Notre Dame, while we're there.
Bye!
Let us begin.
I'm glad we're making progress, but I can't shake a sense of foreboding at what awaits us inside. As Sarkrath learns about Neltharion, his intentions seem to get even darker. I can only imagine what he's telling his people now. About me, the other Drakthir. We'll fracture our people forever. Talk to Ranon. See how much longer we have to wait. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You ever seen Pinocchio? The original animation film? No, have you ever actually sat down and watched it? I know that's a strange sentence because we're at an era now where a lot of people are familiar with a film or a show or a game, but haven't actually done it. You know, they haven't watched it or played. Yeah, no, Pinocchio is a dark film. It is a weirdly dark film. Like, the way that they portray child enslavement is a little bit too well researched for my comfort level. I'm just saying. Anyways.
Fair skies and strong winds.
That's hilarious, Spartan. Oh yeah, Black Cauldron. Oh yeah, Hunchback of Notre Dame. I mentioned that earlier. Hunchback of Notre Dame. Oh, the donkey scene. Yeah. I mean, you remember how Monstra was portrayed as legitimately terrifying? I know people who think Monstra is terrifying now. Just because of how they portrayed it. The animation, the size, the expression. You know, just the animation of it.
All right. See you later.
Sorry.
I was
back
just
on
about
topic.
to give it a try. Now, let's see. Whoosh!
Vault Observation Executor, Fox, is online. Submit query.
Hey, nice acronym. Vox. I'll have to remember that for one of my inventions later. I am Renan Korin of the Dragon Scale Expedition, and a really important person. Please let me in.
Querent unknown. Access denied.
Oof. Abyssian, you try it. If this place belonged to Neltharion, maybe it would let a dragon in.
My name is Abyssian, son of Neltharion and the Black Dragonflight. I wish to enter.
Querent unknown. Access denied.
Huh? That's weird.
We do not have time for this, Renan. Please get the door open.
Querent identified. Welcome, Scale Commander Emberthal.
Yeah.
Well, what do you know? Why didn't you say you could open the door?
I am as confused as you are. How does it know who I am?
So, if I can... We've been talking...
Neltharion's safety measures. Only his high-ranking soldiers are allowed in. It would explain how Sarkareth gained access.
Yeah, and while you storm the vault, I'll, stay here with Tubes and Parissimona and, protect them from... stuff.
So anyways... I've talked several times before about the concept of Titan Think. I've given a lot of examples of it, but I realize some of you have probably not... I've been using that phrase for a long time. I came up with it during the WoW run, which was like 8 or 9 years ago now. A perfect example of Titan Think is back in Legion. Sargeras, who was a Titan, I remind you, he only allowed access to his innermost workings to those who were absent free will. In other words, only things who were literally an extension of his own will were allowed access to his innermost will. That's how Titan Think works. It is a form of orderly control. You're not supposed to be capable of questioning. It doesn't matter if you will. It doesn't matter if you're loyal. I don't even want you to be capable of questioning. The reason I bring that up is because this is another excellent example of that. Neltharion only allowed normalized access to this vault for his Drakthir. Why? Remember, he had total control over them. Absolute control. Lich King style control. The moment he loses that, he locks them away in a vault. So, yeah, this is clone troopers only. Not even his own flight was allowed in.
I am ready to serve. We will find our fate.
Did Neltharion keep this place as a hoard? I wonder if Sarkaroth was looking for it. Neltharian's treasures litter every corner of it. There's no telling what Sarkaroth has gotten his claws on. Stay close.
Fair skies and strong winds.
Hey, how did you get in?
Tezrin! Stop! I do not wish to fight you!
I have my orders, Emberthal. I cannot let you pass. Go! Tell Sarkareth we've been breached!
Yes, sir.
But what about you, Winglord?
That was an order, Amithra. Come on!
Of course.
Well, what are you waiting for? End it! Strike me down!
No. No more deaths. I came here to stop Sarkareth and bring him to justice. Not to kill more of us. There is much to be done.
I don't wish to fight Desred. Sarkareth's strong personality and manipulative tongue are making his people follow his wildest whims.
Stay true. What do you have to report?
It troubles me that Desred would sacrifice himself so willingly for Sarkareth, and that Amithra and Marathos would leave Desred to save him. We both know the loss of waking in a new world, but Sarkareth wallows in the darkness of our past. I cannot let him continue to recruit our people. He is in the next room. I do not wish to kill him, but we must bring him to justice.
Serve with...
You go ahead. I will attend to Desran's wounds, and make sure he does not interfere.
Thanks, Abyssian.
Stay true.
Fox, initiate containment protocol.
Compliance.
Still hiding in Abyssian's shadow, I see.
Sarkareth, our conflict must end. Our people must unite.
I agree. Unite as we were meant to. Bound to the hand of our father, Neltharion.
The Oathbinder! Sarkareth, no!
You will all bow to me!
Champion!
You resist the Oathbinder? No matter. If you won't kneel, then you will die! No! Oathbinder is mine!
Is this why you came here? To enslave us again with Neltharion's devices? That's how you would create unity?
Thank you.
What have you done? Our father calls to us, Emberthal. Can you not hear Neltharion drawing us to Aberys? Telling us to take what is ours?
You are not well, Sarkareth. Come with me. Perhaps Abyssian can...
No! I will claim the legacy we were promised! Vox, initiate transport!
Coordinates confirmed. Initiating transport.
Sarkareth, wait! He's gone. I... have accomplished nothing.
This is not over yet. Do you know where he has gone?
Abyssian. He said he's hearing Neltharion's voice. He's going to Aberys.
Whispers in the dark. This may be worse than I had imagined. But at least the Drakthir here are no longer under his control.
Greetings.
Sarkareth left us behind. I would have never left him. I would have died for him. He's not the leader I thought he was. I need to figure out where to go from here.
Be vigilant.
I used to tremble when I heard the name Emberthal. Sarkareth told us she'd committed atrocities. I thought she was vicious, brutal, cruel. I could see that Sarkareth was not who I thought he was, and neither was Emberthal. She could have ended our lives, but now she wants us to follow her?
Farewell.
By the way, can I just say, when I very, very first saw this cutscene and I saw him wielding that goddamned gauntlet, I was like, oh no, 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 because I thought that's where the story was going. Ripping it off his hands and smashing it one cutscene later was actually exactly where the story needed to go. I know that sounds strange, but if they had just gone, mwahaha, army of the mind-controlled, it wouldn't have fit, to be perfectly frank. It wouldn't have fit thematically, because this is all about abandoning that crap from the past. It wouldn't have fit linearly. It wouldn't have fit narratively, because it would have been an interruption in what is actually a very personal story. This is about the legacy of Neltharion. One person, and the individuals that is impacting. Abyssian, Rathian, Emberthal, Sarkareth, Sibelian. Yeah, delete all codes. Smash. That's an awesome moment.
These are trying times.
I feel only pity for Sarkareth. Nothing was left of him but an empty husk driven into madness.
Fair skies and strong winds. Standing
here, seeing these two sundered flame before me, there's no more anger. I see the confusion in their eyes and how they look at each other. They're so uncertain of their future. They remind me of myself the moment I emerged alone, my creche dead and forgotten by passing ages. I have to talk to them. Will you accompany me? As a friend?
We will find our fate. I am Scale Commander Emberthal. I know you have just been through something terrible. You have been abandoned by your leader. Let me help you.
Yes?
Will you join us?
Keep out of trouble.
Okay.
Greetings to you.
Emberthal will welcome you with open arms.
Take care of yourself.
WoW, of all the many mistakes WoW has made over its years, it's usually pretty good about its face characters. We've talked about that concept before. There's usually one character that's kind of the face of a given species. That's who you think of when you think of that species. And yeah, Emberthal continues that trend of being a very good face for the Drakthir.
I am ready to serve.
Perhaps I could help them cope with their feelings of abandonment. Maybe I can reconcile my own past and lead them into a better future. One they deserve.
Serve with honor. Come with me to Loam. I have much to discuss with you.
I am right behind you, Scale Commander.
We both are.
There is honor in service.
I am proud to see Emberthal is blossoming into a confident leader once more. Her people need her. But that Sarkareth found Oathbinder is a reminder of the horrors of Neltharion's legacy and the folly of following him. I have a feeling we will discover more than trinkets and whispers in these caverns. Come, we have much to discuss. Let's go back to Loam and see if my brothers have found a way to subdue Farak.
We must rise above our own conflict before we can soar.
So I said I'd talk about Sarkareth, and I feel like this is the best time to do so. I know a couple of people who are very confused about why some random-ass Drakthir, who, if you remember, we beat in combat 3 times, is the big raid boss of 10.1. He's the big villain of 10.1. And I think it was absolutely exactly the correct and perfect choice because, gosh, where to even begin? Because of everything. First of all, having someone substantially less bombastic and lower tier, but more threatening, is a great contrast to Raszageth. Raszageth was a big... It's like being attacked by a troll in Lord of the Rings. There's not a lot there, right? Raszageth was the local guard who's been debating selling out information on the goings and comings of whoever's been entering the Bree Inn recently. That works a lot better. But it's also worth noting, it also works better in direct contrast to Raszageth. Furthermore, Sarkareth also is a perfect contrast to Emberthal. While there is some debatability about this, it's worth noting both of them started off in basically the exact same spot. Lost their creche, lost their past and history, no idea what's going on, what do we do? He decided, and let me stress that word for a second, decided to be a worse person. He ran around looking for artifacts and magic. He was effectively a low-level bandit, periodically peeking his head in throughout the course of the campaign, until he decided to claim the Reach, and promptly got his ass handed to him. So instead decided to flee here, at this point getting desperate for any possible future, legacy, whatever he could find, clinging to the past as hard as he possibly could. Emberthal actually started off like that, if you remember, but very quickly started reaching out to people in the present. And, as a direct consequence, decided, once again choice, to be different, to do different. There are several times, including the cutscene, the one in the Reach, where Emberthal has made a deliberate and conscious choice to not be Sarkareth, and you can tell she's tempted to. It's an easy thing to slip into. She and he are both the twin sides of the coin that is the clone troopers. Excuse me, the Drakthir. I'm only being a little facetious. It really does apply almost linearly. True, Uthor. Yeah, she is essentially fighting her programming this entire time. But you'll notice, the more she fights it, the easier it gets. She doesn't hear the whispers down here. You noticed that, right? Sarkareth does. Just like Abyssian does, just like Rathian, and just like Sibelian. It is a wonderful contrast between the two. I wrote her down, right? Yep, there she was the first character positive I jotted down.
You smell sweet.
Oh, look at my tuberose, my snail slime. He's so brave and so brilliant. I never thanked you back in Emberthal. I never thanked you and Emberthal for bringing him back to me with his nose still attached. The both of you are always welcome in my hut for some dust moth cocoon tea.
I'll miss your scent.
I'm so glad you were able to help Emberthal deal with Sarkareth. The Sundered Flame won't be as much of a problem anymore, and truth be told, they won't. The Sundered Flame is kind of fractured at this point. No, really. And pretty soon they won't be a problem at all, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. It'll make me area safe for my new adventure, my Uplander client. We're going to be partners. Oh, that's right. There are a couple of things he'd like to get done around here. Sell some artifacts, do some experiments. Me and my grub nectar are going to help him out. Sniff you later.
Oh, smell you again soon.
Did you see all that stuff? All those artifacts? It's like a greatest hits collection of things I want but don't need. Oh yeah, and the Dragon Scale expedition would probably like a report too. Now that everything has calmed down, maybe we should come back after we return to Loam.
But I have so much science to tell you about.
And that is interesting, by the way. I could be wrong. Nope, I'm right. Let me triple check myself here. So that's a proto eggshell. That used to be a trinket. It's not there anymore. But these two, it is interesting Neltharion kept specifically these two objects. This is a fragment of the boulder that killed Galacrond. Let this serve as a reminder to always adapt when faced with seemingly insurmountable problems. And this is a fragment of Galacron's claw. He just keeps poking his head in, doesn't he?
These Titan devices were created to gather data and monitor them.
Please. Thank you. So I do actually agree with you, Huthor. I'm going to admit something to my shame. I was one of those people who was like, who's this asshole? When Sarkareth first showed up. Remember, I went through this on a Demon Hunter. Now, it took very little time for Sarkareth to endear himself to me as a villain. And I was 100% down for him. Remember, this is about when I came back. And like one of the first things we did was we came down here and saw the quest we're doing today. But, yeah. It was just kind of a, who? That is one of the dangers of doing... oh, what's the term for that? Mutually exclusive content, right? Legion dipped its toes into that as well, and honestly, that was even true in Vanilla. The Death Knight quest in BFA, a lot of the class-specific stuff, or what you've done stuff in Shadowlands.
Hi, it's Renan. Take my invention and use it on the ring.
Galakrond is in Dragonblight. I can even show you where. He is so big, he's visible from the map. Right there. Galakrond's Rest. Yeah, that entire area is his bones. Oh yeah, by the way, the last expansion is going up to Northrend.
I am glad you are here.
From the looks of things, my brothers have not reached an agreement, let alone formulated a plan for our next steps against Farak. I am frustrated by their childishness. Yeah, remember, Abyssian is the elder of these three by quite a margin. Even by... Thanks, Toothy. Even by dragon standards.
Be careful.
Ah, my good friends. What treasures have you brought me?
Ignore him. He has no claim to my father's possessions.
Is that truly the matter at hand? Who is the rightful heir to a legacy of deceit, control, and fear?
So you did find something.
We did. And I destroyed it.
You had no right.
I had every right. So long as that device existed, my people would never be free.
What has she done?
While you two bicker like petulant whelps, she did what was right for her people. Let go of the past. Your flight needs you here and now.
I think one of the things I like most about the dynamic between Rathian and Sibelian is they're both stuck in the past. Different reasons, different motives, but really, they are both stuck in the past. And I love that that is the specific reason. It's their similarities. Not their differences. Their differences actually complement each other pretty well. It is their similarities that makes them bounce off of each other. Something about that dynamic really works for me.
I suppose you have something to ask of me.
I am startled by Abyssian censure. Any objects of power Neltharion was hoarding would have been a boon, but he is right. If I want to be an aspect, I need to show everyone what the power, the true heir of the Black Dragonfight holds. I will start with Farak.
Mistakes were made. I am here to correct them.
If you're finished indulging in Abyssian's associate, I would have us return to more pressing matters. Locating Farak is still our primary mission. We cannot continue to delay it. I've discovered a massive caldera at the western edge of Zaralek. If Farak is still there, then logic dictates this volcanic area will be his hideout.
My return was absolutely crucial.
Meet us outside the Caldera, champion. If my suspicions are correct, we will need to tread stealthily. Abyssian, I think a smaller force of just you and the champion is prudent. No need to involve any others.
I suppose it is for the best.
Isn't it the third zone, Huthor? By chance? If it is, I think I know the exact cutscene you're talking about. Yeah, the third zone, don't mistake me, War Within's amazing and all, but the third zone is when the cutscenes started just blowing my mind. I don't know if it's because I started noticing them, or because they're just better, or what, but holy crap. Sorry, I shouldn't talk things up.
The whisper
War Within sucks.
grew louder for me as I approached. How are you faring, Sibelian? You do not look well.
I am managing. I have dealt with the Dark Beckoning all my life. I had thought it would be gone with the fall of N'Zoth, but evil always persists. And you are?
You found your way here. Good. We've not seen Farak yet, but we've seen Jarden. Many of them.
Be on your way.
I'd not expected to find Jarden here, though it does not surprise me. Legends tell of their elders slumbering beneath the earth. It makes sense some of them would delve underground in search of them. Their forces are heavily guarding this outer area. I recognize the magic their scouts are using. It's a farsight, powered by those totems. I spotted a larger totem at the top of the nearby tower. We can figure out how to power it, we can use it to search from afar.
Aspects watch over you.
Abyssian, let us scout the caldera while the champion handles the Jarden.
So long as we do not run headlong into danger.
No, that'll be my job. Don't worry, I got this. Boo. So anyways, here's the Jarden again. They're here still. For some reason. I know, we've always got to have our bad guy faction. It's fine, it's fine. We're walking. I think part of the reason the Jarden don't bother me like the Primalists did is because the Jarden are never even portrayed as anything other than what they are. Yeah, they're just Lord of the Rings orcs. Yep. Fire, magma pit, death, brutish, kill, torture, death.
You dare invade the sacred grounds of the Zakali? I will feed your broken body to the... Iridikron will uphold!
Well done, champion.
Who?
That rune should power the totem I saw at the top of this tower. We have discovered several locations to scout.
Accurate intelligence is a boon to any operation, especially one as small as ours.
Let us see what they are guarding.
Those massive Jarden. They are beyond anything we encountered in the Waking Shores.
The raid boss.
Jarden builders. Not just dragon slayers, but slayers of entire bloodlines.
Look there. That one appears to still be slumbering.
And the Primalists are awakening her. We must stop them, quickly.
Wait. Do you sense it? That flame infusing the lava. Is it... Shadow Flame? The poison that drove Neltharion to madness.
We must end this. The corruption cannot be allowed to spread.
I will admit I hated questing in this area. Hated it. Especially since I kept having to do it because it was a good way to get Niffin rep. So, that's Shadow Flame. Shadow Flame's from vanilla, although, if we're being honest with ourselves, it was probably just a fancy word back then. For those of you not aware, all the way back in the day, there were several dragons who had a breath attack called Shadow Flame. That's all it was, just called Shadow Flame. It did an absolutely insane amount of damage, to the point where you were not supposed to be able to survive it, even if you were a tank who was being healed. So, what you had to do is you had to go get the Scales of Onyxia and do an entire quest chain and get a cloak. And getting that cloak and setting it up for people in order to be able to progress was a whole thing. Yeah, making a cloak. Aw. Anyways. So that cloak is what defended us against it and allows us to push through Blackwing Lair. Cool. And that just kind of stayed dead for a long time. But here's the deal. With the advantage of hindsight, this actually makes perfect sense, because one of the things that we know is that dual fundament things are common in Warcraft, and that mixture almost always makes something, I don't want to say better, but more. The perfect example of this is the Arkandor, arcane and life. In fact, Titan-blessed waters are almost assuredly arcane and life as well, right? Good example of that. There's a few other examples. I'm not going to go through all of them, but it's been a regular thing, right? It's a regular thing in the setting that if you can make it work, two things working together can be a lot stronger than an individual. Frostfire is another excellent example of this. So Shadow Flame actually lines up with that pretty well. The element of flame combined with void. Now that's actually interesting because like Frostfire, that is two opposites. That is something that burns and something that subverts. But that's exactly what Shadow Flame does. In fact, the idea for Shadow Flame almost assuredly goes all the way back to this boss right here, the Veil of Straws. He is corrupted by Shadow Flame, and as it's burning him, he now ends up fighting us instead. Interesting to think about. Assuredly unintentional, but it's nice to take that thread and turn it into something a little bit more in-depth. Also, I love the look of Shadow Flame. It's not just red and purple. They do some interesting stuff with their color mixing there. You can see it if you're looking at it, and we've seen it in some other stuff as well. In fact, really quick, was that Aberrus? Hang on. Hang on. Nah, might have been Mirjacell. I swear, it might not have been Evoker. I swear one of these had Shadow Flame on it. Like it was color-coded that way. I don't remember which one it was. It was very cool looking. Paladin? Paladin. There it is. There it is. Mirjacell Paladin. That's a really good showcasing what Shadow Flame looks like right there. It is a fascinating blend of purple, magenta, yellow, and orange. You'll notice there's actually no red present there. It is a very cool look.
It is good to see you.
The tower provides the best vantage point. If there's any evidence that Farak came through here, or worse, we will see it.
The winds guide you.
We cannot act yet. We need more information. We need a better opening.
Aspects watch over you.
Because of our recent conflicts, I've been researching the Jarden. Our archives had little information on their elders. Legends say they were once great warlords who now slumber beneath the earth. The Jarden believe they will awaken and lead them to brutal victory against the Dragonflights. We need to know what we're up against. There's an empty shrine just below us that resembles the one housing the elders. We may find some answers there.
We must rise above our own conflict before we can soar.
The Jarden called her people the Zakali, but my troops did not report any information regarding a second active Jarden tribe. And a destined unknown in war. We'll need to quickly learn what we can about them in order to assess their strengths and weaknesses. I found the best way to know a culture is to examine how they make war. Slay any you find and take their armament.
My wits are my own. I will scout ahead and identify our next target.
Champion, let us make our way to the empty shrine below.
Yeah, that thing. This is actually the specific outfit I was thinking of. I didn't realize this was from War Within. Thank you, Royting. Yeah, that's Shadow Flame right there. Note to self, get this in 2 expansions. What would be a very cool combo to see? That's a good question. Let me think about that.
The Zakali honor the strength of the earth and the ferocity of fire. This caldera is a place of violence, yet they revere it.
See, admittedly, my very first thought was death and light, but we've actually already seen that. In fact, we've seen that multiple times.
One of Iridikron's sigils, an ancient alliance between the Zakali and the Primalists, paid for in the blood of dragons.
Do you see, Bakan? These insects do not even notice you.
They're just focused on an easy kill, Golda.
Callie is the obvious answer, Mr. Root.
Blistering gloom.
Is someone fighting the world boss right now?
How glorious he...
This seems to fall in ruin.
Oh, for God's sakes. Yeah, someone's doing the world boss right now. Would y'all shut up for 5 seconds? Thank you for the sub, Ventures.
I will dance in your ashes.
Ah! To our knowledge, there's nothing about the old gods that is not void, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah, I was saying, we've seen death plus everything at this point. There is a high chance, I'd say, Papa Neeks. So, that's going towards Wing Commander Block.
Flames run wild!
Triangle strategy.
To your final twilight.
Tweak it in 2.
Lava surge!
Light and Shadow is another cool one, which we haven't seen in a while. We see, I guess we see it periodically, but yeah, we haven't really seen it since Ada, I'd say. And Taurus?
I will dance in your ashes.
My first thought is honestly just Titan. Just straight Titan.
These artifacts are neither Zakali nor Primalist. This looks like some growing darkness.
Jesus Christ, y'all shut up, please. Hashtag other players. Do I even have that? I guess I do. Hang on. Yeah, no, in my mind, the red of Antorus was always just Sargeras.
Flames run wild!
Succumb to your final twilight!
The Jordan Elders are warlords of great cruelty.
Are y'all even doing anything to these people?
But we must strike them down.
They're not, like, there's no group here. What are they doing? That's like one level 80 mage who's trying to solo these two assholes. Whatever.
I will dance in your ashes.
Let them let it. Yeah, I saw that, Uthor.
They have been trying to awaken their elders all this time. This elder, Rashok, was missing since they first discovered the cavern. I believe we have learned enough at this shrine. Let us find Sibelian and our next target.
Feel that!
Succumb to your final twilight!
Yep, uh-huh.
A glorious eruption!
Uh-huh, Thank you, Sean.
I will dance in your ashes.
Yeah, they keep having to ban so many mythic accounts. They're having trouble authenticating all the ones. Good to know, though. Note to self, don't log out.
Fall in ruin. Sibelian, what happened here?
We required this cave to stay undetected, and the beast would have raised the alarm.
Flames run wild!
Succumb to your final twilight!
I think they know we're here.
What is done is
Lava surge!
Guys. Could you not? Like, at least kill them and get on with it, please. That's what they're just... What are they doing? It's still that same mage. That mage is just slow-moding them so hard. You see that?
I will dance in your ashes.
Yeah, the thing is... The thing with the Magron back in Hellfire Citadel that Xavian just mentioned is they were trying to do a Warlock spec thing. Affliction, Destruction, and Demonology. So red, or purple, red, and green. Problem with that is, I don't think they really thought about it past that. And given at the point in time in which that came out, I wouldn't be surprised if someone was just like, yeah, whatever, here. Could you give up, please? Anyways. Man, I love it when people do that, Uthor. And by love, I mean hate. Note to self, don't go to Wowhead anytime soon. No detail about an enemy is insignificant. Everything can be used against them. These Zakali are more magically talented than the Kalashi, it seems. Bothersome. The beast we knew would have been preferable to the beast we do not, but I will adapt accordingly. From what we've gathered so far, it seems Iridikron made a deal with the Zakali and sent the Primalists to awaken the Elders. They merely share a common enemy, or is Iridikron receiving something else in return?
You seem familiar.
While you and Abyssian were away, I had an epiphany. The corrupted caldera is at the center of the Zakali Elders' slumbering prison and their war camps. Whatever's located within is the key to what the Primalists are planning.
Lava surge!
It is lightly guarded as well, only a Primalist and a Zakali priest. Take them out, we can discover what I believe is the truth behind all of this.
Very well. We will... A quick and decisive strike, and then we have access to the caldera unobserved.
Then let us make haste, before we are discovered.
Don't worry, they're busy. God, that mage hasn't moved their health like more than 10%.
I will dance in your ashes.
Yeah, sure thing.
Furak already awakened 2 of you.
Shadows burn. You speak to us of patience? We have waited centuries for our growing darkness.
What is that? There, in the caldera.
Furak.
He is consuming shadow flame.
Of course, he would be stupid enough to do that.
Smell the blood of dragons. Begone!
Feel that!
Succumb to your final
A
twilight!
glorious eruption!
Sibelian is wounded. Champion, we must flee. Fly away, little dragons. I will master what your flight could not control.
Narrator. No, he won't.
I will dance in your ashes.
At some point, we'll outdistance that crap. So, for once, in fact, I believe for one of the first times in Dragonflight, I'm actually okay with this. We've had this kind of scene several times in Dragonflight, where they're like, "Rawr, I'm the bad guy and I'm super powerful, smash!" And the good guy's like, "Ah, you've beaten me." And honestly, most of them have either been neutral or actively bad. For once, this actually makes very good sense here. Because, first of all, Zaralek is pretty strong. He is a fairly large and empowered fire protodrake. But second, and much more importantly, that it's very clear even in the cutscene that it's the Shadow Flame that wounded him. And substantially more importantly, it is still wounding him. And yeah, that's also what Mr. Red points out is also a good thing. This isn't about showing how strong the bad guys are. In fact, if anything, that has nothing to do with it. Farak mastering the Shadow Flame is like, yeah, okay, whatever. Because our focus is actually on him.
These are trying times.
Can we get help? There's no time. Civilians' burn is severe. The Shadow Flame's corruption has already begun to take root and will spread with every moment we waste. By the time it would take you to return to Loam, Civilian could already be lost. We will have to help him here and now.
The winds guide you. Be careful.
What has Farak done?
Aspects watch over you. The winds guide you.
Shadow Flame. Did Ridicron know this was here? Did he corrupt his brother? Did Farak fall to temptation? Only ignorant or arrogant tempt fools to seek it out. Believing they can master dark forces, not even an Eltharion could. It infected him slowly like a gangrenous legion until he finally succumbed to madness. So too will Farak. I will not take that risk with Sibelian. It's burning badly. Let's assess the extent of the damage.
We must rise above our own conflict before we can soar.
Let me see your arm.
The Black Dragon flight.
He caught my arm with Shadow Flame. It was on his breath, Abyssian. He was consumed. It burns. He speaks.
I saw. I know. Let us tend to your wounds, then we can talk about defeating this monster.
My well-being is of no concern right now. Farak is the only thing you should...
You are my brother. I will not trade your life for Farak's, nor for anything.
Fine. Only so that I may help you in our coming battle.
It is good to see you.
If Farak is absorbing the Shadow Flame infused in the Caldera itself, we need more strength than just ours to stop him. We cannot worry about any of that until that wound is cleansed of corruption.
Be careful. The winds
Our situation is less than ideal. I'll have to improvise. I can conduct flame to Earth to create magma. Shadow Flame could behave similarly. Primalists are summoning Earth elementals nearby. Extract their cores. I'll use them to contain the Shadow Flame, infecting his burn. The Zakali's totem should already be attuned here. It'll make the siphoning process more efficient. Sibelian will need to come with. I need to keep an eye on him for his sake.
Be careful.
I do not believe I can fight in this condition.
Then do not try. Save your strength, Sibelian.
Farak will pay for this. Mark my words.
There is honor in service.
We cannot delay. Shadow Flame deteriorates mind and body with insidious haste.
Aspects watch over you.
And did you notice that? It's a really minor detail. But we managed that quest in only 2 pulls. The reason I bring that up is because One of the things a lot of games do badly, single player as well as multiplayer, is it's like, oh my god, we're in a big rush, quick! Go get 15 bear asses. It doesn't matter. Maybe there's a good reason to get bear asses. I don't know, it doesn't matter. And then it takes like 8 minutes. So the game is trying to give you this tense, moment of no, go. And you're just taking your time because it takes forever. Instead, funk, done. The Jarden have cleared away from the northeastern side of the caldera to augment their forces near the Elders. There's an altar bordering the lava pool that appears safe for now. We can set up our components there. Let's hurry.
We must rise above our own conflict before... We will need to work quickly while Farak's forces are distracted.
Then hurry it up!
That will work. Place the cores around the totem. We will use them to contain the Shadow Flame as we draw it out of Sibelian's wound.
Yeah, by the way, Farak is still just sitting there bathing in Shadow Flame. God damn, what a moron.
Hurry, champion. I can feel it burning deeper into me.
Sibelian, you are not our father. You are so much stronger. You can resist this evil. I have faith in you.
Now, I hate to pause in the middle of this because we're kind of in a hurry lore-wise, but Shadow Flame's terrifying and insidious and all that, but what does Void feed off of? What is Void at its fundamental core? And then look at Sibelian and tell me why he's succumbing right now.
I will need your help, champion. Please, when you're ready, I will channel through us both.
My arm is going numb. What are you doing?
Drawing the Shadow's corruption to the surface. Hold strong.
The pain is too great.
It is done. I have purged it from you. You are free. Gather the cores, champion. We need to get rid of them.
And yeah, Kira White Noise is extremely correct here. Sibelian has always been doubt. What's really funny? The same could be said of Rathion. And Abyssian.
Throw them into the lava pool.
That will further empower that corrupted incarnate.
The harm is already done. Salt, return to the ocean.
And Neltharion, yeah. Ironically, Emberthal is probably the first one of the quartet who actually managed to drag herself out of that. And she had a lot of help getting there.
I am glad you are here.
Farak and the Elders can wait. If Sibelian is lost, we will fail regardless.
Aspects watch over you.
Sibelian is still injured from the burn, but the Shadow Flame has been purged. It is the best I can do for now. I will ensure he has time to rest later.
Be careful.
That's going in the mementos pile. Up ahead, the Primalists are working to awaken the Zakali's final Elder. When we used the Farsight totem earlier, I observed they were draining something from the Elder. Now I realize it's likely an attempt to dispel the magic keeping the Elder in stasis. They're using elemental cores to contain the magic in the same way that we use to cleanse Sibelian. Farak absorbing Shadowflame is disastrous. We cannot add an Elder awakening to that threat. We must halt their efforts.
We must rise above our Sibelian. How is your pain?
I am still injured, but the Shadow Flame, it is gone. I no longer feel it creeping towards my soul.
We acted quickly enough then. You are cleansed.
I feared the worst. I feared I would end up like him.
Yeah, exactly. The reason the Shadow Flame was so damn effective is the very, very first Sibelian thought Sibelian had was, oh god, I can't become like my father. Jesus Christ. So Adventure says, how come we had to do all this to get rid of the Shadow Flame when we fought Nefarian? All we needed was a cloak. It's actually funny you bring that up because Abyssian himself answered your question for you immediately. The reason the cloak worked is because we spent time and effort and hours and days and work and effort in order to try and go claim essence from Onyxia, build protective armament, and then go fight Nefarian. We came in prepped. Insert Batman meme here. And yeah, that was also Nefarian, who, let's be honest, was a punk, and a couple of his Drakes, who are also punks. By contrast, this is Farak, an elemental monster, who is already just bathing in Shadow Flame, and we have none of the time and none of the resources. No scales, no armament, no enchantment, no nothing. Frankly, we probably got extremely lucky that Abyssian is a very talented shaman. Otherwise, we probably would have lost Sibelian right then and there.
I suppose you have something to ask of me.
The Primalists have a sizable force of Jarden guarding them while they complete their work. Even in small numbers, Jarden proved to be formidable opponents when allowed to engage in battle on their own terms. It is far better to bring the fight to them, leaving as little time to react as possible. Take them out. We cannot have them encroaching on the space we've managed to carve out thus far. Oh, I can't see it, of course. I was curious.
We are not bound by the shadows of our past.
You know, that would be amusing, Bragwin. It's not even out of bounds. This is Warcraft. Faith is a tangible thing in this setting. I'm sorry, I kind of interrupted you in the middle. Farak juice, Uthor? Ah! Ding. I am shocked I'm still leveling out here. Oh, sure, here's the Jarden. Brrr! Smash! There you go. That's the Jarden. Any questions? What kind of shaman you play? Americon. I like enhancement myself. Let's see. Do I want Essence Burst extending bombardments, or do I want bombardments to generate Essence Burst? I think I want to generate bursts right now. I feel like the other would work better. Yeah, no, these are Warcraft 3 creeps. That's what the Jarden are, Dr. Nimbus. There is nothing else to them. I was actually thinking in my head what I might do with the Jarden, if anything, in an R Warcraft scenario. There's some potential there with fire giants, which can be cool. They don't do anything with them. They are a mook. Beast spec, best spec. Although I like survivalist too. No, I get you. I do get your point, Uthor. Sorry. Bounce around multiple topics here at the same time. I'm going to admit, I know you don't care, but it helps that Shadow Flame is an established thing, and this is more a fleshing out of an existing thing, rather than, oh, by the way, domination magic exists. Boop. I know you could argue that. I don't care. Oh, the Primalists are 100% Moogs from now on. In fact, I'm not even sure we'll see any named Primalists from this point on. I'm not counting for Rack.
It is fortunate that this elder still slumbers. The size of that spear beside her.
I wonder, if she were awake, would she use it on Farok's behalf? Or stab him with it?
¿Por qué no las dos? No, I know you would, Uther, and honestly, oh, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. I hate fighting in here. I hate fighting in here. I always hated fighting in here. We're done, we're done. And we're dead. But that's okay, because we completed the quest, which is the important part. No, yeah, Flame plus Void makes a weirdly large amount of sense, as I pointed out earlier. Come on. There we are. Hi.
It is good to see you. The winds guide you.
Good. We will need to keep this area clear for now. Yeah, by the way, the servers are borked right now. Speaking of which, I do respond to my sister about that. Yeah, I've been hearing complaints about that, comma. If you're already in, you're fine, but otherwise, ... Which is great, because we got a raid coming up soon. So, you know, that sucks. The Elder waking was a threat, certainly, but there's one more mission I must complete before we depart, lest we lose our only chance to complete it at all. However different the Zakali tribe may be from Kalashi, they are still dragon slayers. Their implements of war are no less deadly to our kind. It's fine, Dr. Nimbus. It's fine. Trump can go suck a lemon, so anybody bashing Trump is considered acceptable here. I need a spear on par with the one we saw at our Elder's side. Find the largest one you can and deliver it to me.
Mistakes were made.
Okay, well, as it happens, I know a spear's right over here. Also, Musk. Going to bash Musk, too. That's not really political at that point.
Insects do not even notice you.
They're just focused on an easy kill, Golda.
Oh my god, these things hurt. Even at level, what am I, 73? These things hurt.
Flames run wild!
Shadows.
I'm gonna need a little more damage than that.
Lava surge!
Growing darkness.
Oh, I hated questing here.
Dance in your ashes.
God, screw questing out here. In many cases, I flat out refused to even come out here unless I had a group. Because, duh, really. Apologies, Dr. Nimbus. Yeah, I think so, Luthor. What was I gonna say? There's two mobs around here, and I'm trying to remember what they do exactly. One of them... Well, so first of all, some of the things, they stun you for a really long time. You've actually seen it almost kill me a couple of times, and did kill me once. Second of all, there's this stacking dot one of them does. It's not the ones over here, it's the ones in the south, or excuse me, the northeast quadrant. And they do a ridiculous amount of damage, even if you're like geared and ready to go. No, it's just this ridiculous dot from hell. Then you've got the guys who like to put up invuln shields, And then you've got the guys who summon tons and tons of ads. And it's just, it turns into this thing where even pulling 2 mobs is suddenly a hassle because they just won't fall over, because they keep interrupting your ability to do anything.
This may look
Thank you,
primitive and
Party.
barbaric, but this is a finely crafted instrument of war.
The mere sight of it fills me with dread.
Understandable. This is a weapon with now. All our preparation and pain will come to fruition. We have the weapon. We have the opportunity. We must not waste it.
Can I trust you? Be on your way.
No kidding, Xavion.
The Black Dragon Flight stands proud.
Again, Blizzard's been doing a really good job
They are one and the same. Revenge does wonders in focusing the mind. That is how I protected our people in Outland.
Civilian. He's talking to the voices again. You have to listen to your players a little bit. Not too much, but not too little. And again, I think they've been doing a good job of that, in my opinion. No longer can we allow Farak to lie here, peacefully, twisting himself with Shadowflame, becoming a threat on par with Deathwing. We must act. Is it dangerous? Yes, but to not do anything would be catastrophic. I have ripped Gron apart with my bare claws before. Those battles were gambles. This one is not. Slaying a proto-dragon with a weapon meant for dragon slaying is obvious, logical, guaranteed. I will not tremble before an opportunity to end this now.
My return was
Has Farak always been that huge? He looks bigger than when we last fought.
He is 100% bigger.
Dwarf this gnat twice over.
I believe he is growing more powerful as he absorbs the energy of the caldera.
Then it is imperative to strike now before he grows beyond us. Champion, you have dealt with monsters like this. You know this to be true.
Yeah, let me call about 24 of my friends over. We'll deal with this.
Tell me of Azeroth.
What if it fails? It will not. I am certain of success. Besides, Farak presents an immediate danger to the Dragonflights and other people of the world. We cannot, in good conscience, merely observe and report. We must act! If you're worried, fear not. We have the high ground. We have cover. Protect my flank, and I will save us from this monster.
My wits are my own.
The Black Dragonflight will never allow another shadow-spawned monstrosity to arise.
A spear? Do you think I am a fool?
Yes.
The Jaredin would gleefully kill me if they could pierce my hide. Sabellion! The worms tempt me to action. The Shadow Flame is almost mine. Do not leave the caldera so close. Use the Shadow Flame. Yes. Yes! My new power! This power is now mine! Rise up from your subjugation, elders of Jaredin! We cannot hold here. Elder Ikira, do not let that child of Neltharion escape. Primalists, Zakali, onward! Purge this cavern, and then the Dragon Isles!
Loam.
I'm probably the only person I know who really likes this cutscene. Right here. Doesn't even flinch. Doesn't even flinch. Dies for it. But dies like a goddamned boss. And of course, this is the other reason the Loam are here. Establishment. Yeah, we need, like it or not, we need to establish Farak. Something they never really did with Razagath. I was thinking about this earlier. Razagath was like, okay, I'm gonna take 5. And like, that was it, right? Farak just killed a Niffin. He nearly killed Sibelian. He's injured Abyssian to the point where he might not survive. And he killed a Niffin. And what's funny about that is you notice that each of those are precise. What I mean by that is, once again, the MSQ, the patch MSQ of Dragonflight understands that if you want the players to care, you focus on the individual impact. You don't show him destroying a city. Nobody gives a crap about a city, because a city doesn't exist. A city is a theoretical construct. You focus on Fyric killing one guy. We feel that. We understand that. We cope with that. We sympathize with that. That feels like something because we understand what a person is, right? It helps that we're someone we like, because you notice the game has gone out of its way to establish the Niffin as being freaking awesome. Something, I've talked about this before, almost every expansion adds like one other, you know, low-tier race that are just kind of cool, you know? Well, here's the Niffin. Oh, that's a good idea, Asmaristar, yeah. Horrible, but yeah. Yeah, why did he go after the Niffin? What possible purpose is there for Farak to go after the Niffin? None. He's just bored and cruel. He likes killing things. He's probably starting to go a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, as Xavian points out. His voice modulation is already starting to change a little bit.
I will help if I am able.
I cannot move so long as this spear remains in my side. But we need to follow Farak's trail. Remove it. I can bear the pain it will cause. Are you high?
For Azeroth. Yes. Remove it quickly. I need to...
No, you don't understand.
Sibelian, I am sorry.
Hush. Save your strength. It is my turn to tend to your wounds.
I tried to save us, but I hesitated.
Stupid spear.
You cannot just rip their spears out. The barbs hook behind our scales. I can heat the metal to soften the spearhead. Let me gather my strength.
Sibelian, you are injured.
I would give everything I have to save you, brother.
And yeah, sorry, this needs to be pointed out. The plot here is actually fascinating. Iridikron has very obviously, from the player's perspective, thrown Farak at us. Why? Now, we don't know. We have no idea what he's on about or what he's doing. We only know the methods he's using. He has thrown his big, evil, distracting brother at us, so we can go and be distracted by that. If Farak wins, sure, whatever, but he's got other things going on.
I've been too long away. This will hurt, but it will also cauterize the wound. That is all I have left. It is done. Remove the spear before it cools, champion. I have not the strength anymore.
Jesus Christ.
You are here.
We should both be able to walk. Barak has left a trail of destruction. We must help any harmed by him, even if we can do nothing to stop him.
We are not bound by the shadows of our past.
I do love how both of them have low health. And of course, Sibelian is still recovering from his incident with Shadowflame. And Abyssian just had a freaking specifically designed to kill dragon spear shoved into his side.
It is good to see you.
The Shadowflame has already corrupted Farak irreparably. Every place in Zaralek darkened by his wings has been lit ablaze with Shadowflame. We cannot leave it behind and let it fester. It will need to be extinguished while it's kindling, lest we allow its corruption to take root. Sibelian and I cannot take to the air in this state. Disperse the flames with your Drake. We will follow you below and meet you back at Loam.
Aspects watch over you. We must gather our strength, but the Niffin of Loam cannot wait. Take to the skies, champion. We will follow shortly.
I also love how, I believe for the first time, we have these, the race thing here as part of the MSQ. In this case, we're using our own energies to try and disperse the Shadowflame. I'm not sure if that should work, and I kinda don't care. Notice it gives us a speed boost each time, which, from a gameplay perspective, also serves as a way to speed our journey across the caverns. Probably Xavion, although I should mention to this very day, we still don't actually know what Eridicron's actually after. So, here's all the Shadowflame of Loam. So that's cool. Hello, dear sister.
By the Titans.
Guys, do you think she's successfully reconnecting?
Reconnect.
I don't think she is.
Reconnect.
Yeah, I don't think it's working.
This is the WoW authentication servers right now. Reconnect.
Yeah, they've been getting hit for the last several days.
Yeah, but it has only started to affect the login servers.
Yeah.
They attacked the raid servers on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm
So as you can see, it's a little bit on fire. That was my glasses. There we go. Now you can hit. My favorite part is the
he can
shadow
no
play.
longer see that it's on fire.
No, I can't. Like, I can tell... Well, there's movement. I can see movement pretty well. And that's probably fire movement.
You can probably see some pink blur across the top of the screen.
Yeah. Yep.
And some brown blur
I
in
can
the
see...
bottom.
What's funny is the thing I see most distinctly... Can anyone guess real quick before I tell you what it is?
I like how you changed the name of the guild.
Yeah. Ever since they made... I don't know when they did this, but I found out last week.
I thought Pax had leader.
Yeah.
How did you change the name?
Well, I grabbed leadership from it.
He's been offline that long?
It's the question mark. It's the quest turn-in. It's the thing I can see easiest on the whole screen right now.
Yeah,
Very distinct.
it's yellow.
It's very distinct. But now that guilds are faction agnostic,
yeah,
that's a good time to go ahead and settle that and set that up.
Yeah, I took the original Shadow Priest out of the Alliance Guild yesterday. She is now in my Key Guild. By the way, I can't remember. I know Kira
Whitenose does Mythic Plus.
Yeah.
As Miristar does, but she's on Europe. Maverick does, but I think he has a guild.
Yeah, that Maverick was who I was thinking of. Anyway, if you two see me on, chances are I'm running stuff, and
Spartan does too, sorry.
Yeah, but Spartan already knows.
Oh, okay.
Chances are I'm running stuff, so you can come hit. Spartan right now is a good chance to try it out because it's a new season.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wait too long, then you get...
Ugh, I don't want to do Mythic 3.
No, that's not the problem.
We had that problem just a few weeks ago, if you remember.
That was the end of the season.
I know.
That always happens at the end of the season. At the end of the season, they're pushing 10s so that they can get KSH and get the ports.
Right.
Yeah.
Kira Whitenose is doing that too.
Yeah. That's what I was doing. No, KSH. KSM doesn't give you the ports. You have to have 10s to get the ports. You know that. But they do push KSM too. Regardless, nobody wants to be doing a 3.
Yeah. Why would you want to do a 3? That's what I find funniest. I know it makes sense in hindsight, but I told you this when I was showing you the footage. We did that 3 and it was like pulling teeth. Then we did a 6 and we ran over it.
Yeah, because people were trying to get KSM. Also, yeah.
I mean, it was a prefab. I get it.
Well, no, we had characters who were overgeared for a 6 in that 6.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's funny. It's just, it really was, from a completely detached perspective, it's like, all right, let's up the difficulty so this will get easier.
I have no idea what the WME community is.
I don't either. She's mentioned that a few times.
I got adopted into a guild that is doing high-level keys because I'm friends with their... No, I got adopted by the player who has been hesitant to bring me into the guild because he was afraid that that they would be too hardcore for me.
That's funny.
And I was like, okay. Plus, when he was back in Serenity, you had to apply for that, and that was too much work.
Mm-hmm.
But their main group has moved over because the GM left, and then the new GM didn't want to be the GM, and rather than pass GM, which I figured would be the easiest solution, they all just up and moved to another character's guild. So, look, y'all just got a rundown of... None of that had anything to do with Serenity. That was like 2 guilds ago. For anybody that knows people on Serenity. Yeah, the authentication servers are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I spent an hour trying to get in.
Yeah, I bowed out
Look,
of drama.
So
I said
yesterday, you'll get a kick out of this. Yesterday, I got adopted on my original Shadow Priest right after I dropped the guild.
Okay.
Right? Literally like 5 minutes after I dropped the guild, because nobody I knew that had officer in the new guild was on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, you know, sure, like this is an alt, but if you're willing to put up with me, I'm considering swapping her to be my main, so, you know, I'll be around. And they were like, yeah, sure, no problem. They drug me through like a tier 9 delve.
Mm-hmm.
And they dragged me through a couple of things. And then I hopped in Discord with them, and we were running Mythic 0. And halfway through Cinder Brew, they banned me from the Discord. Nothing was said. Nothing happened. Just in the middle of the dungeon, they banned me from the Discord, G-kicked me, and dropped the group. So I'm now saved to the first 2 bosses of Cinder Brew. So if anybody gets halfway into a Cinder Brew and needs somebody, my priest would love to finish that for the week. Also, I'm apparently being made back into a Shadow Priest main because my friend is going ham over my Shadow Priest. Okay. He says I'm a natural Shadow Priest, and apparently I could only parse for something, and I was succeeding in pulling double that.
Mm-hmm. Congrats.
And I was like, I was sub 500 eye level while we were doing this, and I was pulling like 1 point something million on my Shadow Priest. And I'm like, that has a lot more to do with the fact that I can just stand here and push buttons than anything else.
Yeah. You're good at it.
Yeah.
That's good.
So anyways, I've been made into a Shadow Priest main. So you can finish this quest.
Yeah.
So we might make it to dinner on time. Going. I bought us a half an hour of buffer time.
That's true.
That means I can talk for 20 minutes.
But that's less true.
It's very true.
It has been removed from truth territory. I just wanted to wrap this up, because this is going to lead us pretty much right to another quest of
These are
Titans forgive us. There will be worse than this to come.
Be careful.
Barak must have breathed shadow flame upon Nifid on his way out of the cavern. There's too much fire for it to have merely sloughed off of him. He did this on purpose. He clenches his staff tightly. He looks weary for a moment, only a moment. We will save Loam. All of Loam. No more lives lost.
Barak is a little bitch.
Kinda is, yeah.
We must. The town burns. We must act quickly.
That is not go. Why is W not go?
And the town is filled with Farak's shadow flame.
Why is Q go? W is go.
No, W is quest.
No.
I actually don't have move forward bound, by the way. So you can do double mouse, you know, and that's it.
I can't put the fire out.
Nope.
Why can't I put the fire out? That's the thing I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, why aren't you doing it?
Because I can't put the fire out, because there's no button for it.
Go save that person over there. Deep, erratic circles are dug in the earth around Aquinan as he attempted to burrow away from the flames, but he did not dig fast enough. I never use W for forward if I can avoid it. There's a lot of reasons for that, which I will not bore you with. The most obvious reason is because I don't like doing this for extended periods of time.
I don't do that. Whenever I have to get to W, I move my whole hand down. And then I use my mouse to click those buttons.
Exactly.
While I'm running.
This is the insanity my sister does.
Uh-uh.
You need to evacuate. By the way, you probably missed that, but he was blind Not because there's anything impeding his sight, but because there's so much smoke he cannot smell where he is. Like I said, actually thinking about the biology of your races. Buff. You are chaotic.
That was not the thing I was supposed to be doing. Where's the thing?
It's that guy right there.
Look, he was in the water.
In his last moments, it appears that Teak tried to escape the fires by diving into the water. He did not make it in time.
That guy did.
A smooth worry crystal is still clutched in one of his hands.
Quest!
No. No quest.
Bunch of quest!
All that is you hit renown level such and such. Here's your reward for doing it. That's all that is. I'm not doing any of these quests. I want you to know that. Not a single one of them.
Quest! Ooh! Quest turn in.
Oh, the Kithmane's tidings bless you, friend. Keep your nose clean.
She just likes filling my inventory with useless junk. That's what's happening here. She's also singing the happy birthday song for some reason. Come on. I'll help you stand. Come on. Urgh. And then he dies right in front of us. I really like this quest.
Quest!
It's too Disney, clearly. The corpse of a single cave swallow rests on the cavern floor. You should tell Sinning.
Actually, let me picking up this one.
That's a real quest.
There's a turn.
There is no turn.
There's a question mark.
There actually isn't at the moment. We don't know here.
It's up. How do I get up to that?
There's this thing called flight.
Nope.
8. I forget, you played it before.
No, but I'm supposed to be able to fly, and also the flight button is Z.
You can try Z, it's not going to do anything. You need to evacuate! Get out of here! By the way, in case you're missing this, every single one of these names is someone we met during the initial MSQ. That was the guy who was taking care of the children. To use a specific example. Earlier, the guy who just died, the,
We're supposed to be doing something with those green things, but we can't, because I don't have the button that lets me put out the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why do I not have the button that lets me put out the fire? I have the quest.
Yeah. I don't have an answer for you.
Where's your extra action button?
Right here. I don't bully my sister. What are you talking about?
No, he said, why do you bully? You are sister.
Oh, I am a sister. It's true.
Yeah.
I belong to the Sisterhood. Yeah, that one. I've been there for a long time, really.
Quest!
Oh my god.
I can't find the things I'm supposed to be talking to, so I am interacting with the things I can find.
Well, you're almost out of things you can interact with.
Hey, there's a circle over there.
Try talking to Abyssium.
No.
Okay.
I think it's literally just bugged.
I mean, reload UI?
No. It wants me to go this way.
That's
It
up
wants me to go
and
up.
in.
How do I reload UI?
Enter. Slash. Reload.
Slash should automatically open the thingy. Why is slash bound to something?
Because I use that button. No, reload, space.
Slash reload should just
Space.
reload it.
There you go.
There you go. You don't have to space anything. You just hit enter.
Ah! There it is. See? Sorry. The W thing. No, no, no! No, don't throw any of yourself.
Shark!
No! Not the shark! Oh my god. You actually got my forehead. Shark is the best.
I didn't know you could do RL.
Honestly, I didn't know you could do reload until like last year. I don't know when they changed
it went away.
Interesting. So I know they have those context-sensitive ones where you get close and it pops up like it just did before you hit reload.
Yeah, I saw it right as I'd already hit enter.
No, I know. It's just... Oh, it's his strength. Watch. Watch when he gets alive.
These good people.
No, it's not. He has 2 strength.
Wait for it. 4. 5. 6.
That is ridiculous. Blizzard, that's stupid.
50 negatives.
There should be a negative for that.
Strength.
By the way, I also like how...
When he was at 5 earlier while we were just running around, it wasn't there. So how was I supposed to know that I have to wait for the dumb thing to have it back again?
I should probably mention, my sister does actually care about the narrative of the story. So don't take her flippancy in the moment of the
My
horrible
flippancy
tragedy.
isn't anything to do with him recovering strength. It's everything to do with the fact that that button doesn't have a cooldown thingy on it and just goes away.
All I'm going to say is the Emir Drasil post quests. She liked those.
Strength of the earth.
Everybody liked those. Everybody liked those quests.
Oh, I like a lot of the quests that they do.
Yeah, me too. They're in a good place.
I will find the strength.
I also cried a bunch at the beginning of War Within.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No spoilers, by the way.
I will find the strength.
We're walking in pretty blind for a lot of our viewers who haven't actually played War Within. So we've been keeping tight-lipped about everything.
Brian, please wake up.
Something in here.
We've been through worse. I taught you the first rule of hunting was to always come home safely.
Elder, we need to get you out of here.
So how many of you remember Brian Sauce? He was one of our main NPCs who ran around the town with us at the very beginning of this section. It happened too fast. I could... She bows her head. The rest of her words caught on a sob. She takes Brian Sauce's arm one more time. He does not move.
I will clear the flames from this doorway. Come with me.
I'm not leaving Brian Sauce here. I won't.
I will carry him. Go now, while it is safe.
I love how Abyssian is so not putting up with any of this that without hesitation he's like, I will carry him, let's go. And yeah, Brian...
You should have sought cover instead of worrying about me. You were so young.
I am so sorry, Elder.
That beast, the one that smelled like death and sulfur. You kill it for Brian Sauce, you hear?
See, the problem, Nerozaz, this is what a breather expansion looks like. I was talking to a friend of mine very recently about this. There's...
Pandaria was a breather
expansion. There was a breather expansion.
It also had some really horrifying things.
Oh, yeah. See, the thing is, there's scale, and then there's stakes, okay? Scale is easy to explain. I'm going to destroy the entire world. That's high scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually pretty low stakes, relatively speaking, because we're humans. That's outside of our capacity to really process.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad, but that's it.
It's bad, and we're going to go do something about it, but what we see are the small atrocities.
Bingo.
Which is what you get with high stakes.
Bingo.
And when you're focused on... Get off of Abyssian!
When you're focused on getting off Abyssian, a very difficult thing to do.
When you're focused on looking at the big picture, you often miss a lot of the little things.
Mm-hmm.
It's why, you know... No, it was a different guy. The other one was purpley.
That's why.
It's why when people, when writers want to make you really feel something, they don't talk about massive atrocities, right? They don't talk about seeing piles of bodies, and they don't talk about it in detail. They don't give you lots of detail of a city in rubble, right? They say the city was in rubbles, and then they zoom in and they tell you about the still smoldering teddy bear with a hand poking out from underneath the rubble, clutching onto it, right? They don't, you feel for the small, and that gives you the weight of the large. So this was a breather expansion because the world wasn't, like, the people weren't actively trying to kill Azeroth. They were, but...
I mean, I know you haven't done Shadowlands, so for a bit of explanation, most of you already get this. Shadowlands was an expansion about saving the entire multiverse.
Yeah.
Every afterlife, every timeline, every dimension, every world.
We had to save our ability to die in peace.
And nobody gave a crap.
Because we can't see that was too big of scale for us to feel. So honestly, I would argue that the big world endings X-Packs are the breather ones.
I mean, kinda, yeah.
We feel these littles. We feel these more than we feel those.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't disagree. It's worth noting that every now and again they do manage, not WoW, but some things do manage big stakes well, but...
In that note, like, War Within is probably going to be considered both, because it's...
Yeah. No spoilers.
I'm not. I'm just saying it's high stakes and also high scale.
It's ramping up scale too, which helps.
They're doing a really good job of showing the scale through the stakes.
No, I agree.
And yes, they are doing a good job of ramping up.
There is honor in
Abyssian struggles to catch his breath, wiping the sweat from his brow. Firerack will answer for this, I swear. Oh, he will.
The winds guide
He
you.
already has. I've killed him several times.
Lots of times. I never got the frickin' drop. We did all we could.
The mount? Yeah, I never got it either.
I never got the mount or the axe. We will return to help them rebuild.
I got the starter quest for the axe, but I didn't play my paladin enough.
The people of Loam need time to
Getting the starter quest for it is just killing him enough times. It's literally all it is.
I apparently never killed him enough.
Yeah, no, it's so Mythic, it was like you had to kill him 10 times on Mythic and it was guaranteed drop. Heroic, I think, was like more than that. It was like 50 or something. Scaling up, LFR is like 100.
Yeah.
So you had to be killing him in LFR every week since he opened. But it is 100% drop rate if you kill him enough times. Yeah. So when you farm going on Mythic.
Strassa in 2 months. Or no, one expansion, excuse me. Alex Strassa must be informed of what
I've seen several people with it.
I've seen some people do. She must be warned of what has been unleashed on the Dragon House. Oh, this is it. We're actually turning it. This is great. Go ahead and hit accept.
Be careful.
You might talk.
Abyssian, what have I done?
This was not your fault, Sibelian. Farak would have caused this suffering regardless of our actions.
I was unable to stop him. I have seen such slaughter before. It stays with you.
What happened here? What have you all done? I leave you alone for a moment and...
Rathion, not now. Let everyone recover. Let us mourn those that died because of this monster. Come, my kin. We have a duty to report back to the Lifebinder. We must warn her that Farak has been unleashed upon the Dragon Isles.
Yeah, run muted.
The
we're not raiding tonight. Super quick.
We're not raiding tonight. The Drake adjusty Mog thingy off of Firerack.
Yeah, I can't even show it off because it's not actually part of the mount menu.
You can if you go to the...
I know, but I can't do it here, right? I can't.
Actually, no, you can't, because you can't shoot a stuff you don't have.
Oh, yeah. Well, whatever.
You'd have to find the item. So you could go into his loot menu and do it. No, it's right there!
I wanted to do that. I wanted to walk right up to him and then abandon. No, not the glasses. Not the glasses. These are new. Just had to replace these because your daughter broke the old one.
What does my daughter breaking the old ones have to do with me throwing pillows at you?
Because it's apparently family business at this point.
Papa Neeks has both.
I have neither. I think Pax has the lower one. The one that is non-mythic.
Yeah, Pax has one of them. I remember being mad at him about it because it looks cool.
They do.
Could smell you a mile
Your
away.
swallow's dead. Someone's killing the swallows? It's really, really bad.
I
We
think
gotta
for
tell Effie,
Rock
don't you?
running, I think Fyrak running over it with Shadow Flame killed it. I'm just saying the whole city was on fire
No,
like
look,
half
it's
a second
fine,
ago,
it's
Sim.
fine.
That dude's name is Cinnamon now.
Mm-hmm. You just keep going with the name. You say Cinnamon, and then you just keep going. Cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense. Have you noticed that all their names are scent related? Oh, this is a chain, which I don't have time for tonight. So that'll be the thing we start tomorrow with. And then we'll do the bronze chains. Oh, actually, no, we're going to do Aberrus. We've got another chain before Aberrus, though. I missed the door.
That.
But the door was really difficult to reach. It's over there. Hi. Floressa. There's another one. Harlow Marl, I don't get. That one's... What is that?
Minmup.
Minmup. I don't know what that one is. I don't get some of these, but most of them are scent-based.
What does Loam Citizen taste like? Smell like?
Well, I know what they taste like. I've never smelled them, though. You ever have rat burgers? Very similar.
What about Snoozing Traveler?
Oh, oh, God, don't even get me started about that. Tastes like Z's.
Uh-oh. Alright, you're ready to breathe on us again.
Go away from it. That's the other thing. Some people probably notice we keep pronouncing it Fyrak, even though they actually do have voice acting that pronounces it Farak. It's because Farak is really unnatural sounding. Just to be blunt about it. Fyrak is what Fyrakk looks like in English. I have to constantly remind myself
It's
to
phonetic.
say Farak. What's her name?
Yeah,
Farak.
F-U-R.
Yeah,
A-K-K.
Farak. Or FHU might also work. F-U-H, excuse me, not F-H-U.
P-H.
Or yeah, that might have worked, yeah. But no, it's Fyrak. Which also makes sense because he's the fire guy. Yeah, Farak. That, well, I don't know.
That works.
Farak.
Without the second R. I think they were trying to do like a C or something.
It doesn't matter. We're going to chop off here. So we're going to go do a dinner thing. Ah! Oh, jeez.
I vanquished the lore.
Tomorrow.
We will raid
at sometime in the morning. No, we're not doing that. We're doing Aberrus.
You're doing Aberrus again?
For the first time, yes. And when I say for the first time, I mean it. As I've sold several people, I've never done all of the Aberrus raid, just the last boss.
I thought...
So this will be my first time.
Which
doing
one is
Aberrus.
Aberrus?
The second fight raid.
Yeah. Show me the thing.
That is Aberrus right there.
Ah, why are you just not getting to this? You did that quest area way ago.
No, we just got here today. Today is the first time I've been down here on stream.
Oh, this is down here?
Yeah, we're in Zaralek.
That didn't look like... This looked like... That's not a raid, that's a dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Over by where the red dragon flight...
no, we did
or
that
black
days
dragon
ago.
flight rep area is.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys.